Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been keeping an eye on the NFL, you know that the NFC East is always a division full of surprises, intensity, and strategic moves. But right now, there's a story that's grabbing everyone's attention, especially here in Giants country, and it involves a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the landscape not just of the division, but of the entire conference. The Cincinnati Bengals, sitting at 3-5, are facing some serious questions about their defense and their future. Their defense has been giving up an average of 26 points per game, certainly not what they envisioned when they built this squad. And in the middle of this, Deanna Rossini reports that the Bengals are seriously considering a bold move, trading Trey Hendrickson, one of their most impactful pass rushers, for a first-round pick in 2026. This move isn't just about acquiring a future draft asset. It's about freeing up around $14 million in cap space, money they could pour into bolstering their offensive line. For a team that's been struggling to protect Joe Burrow and generate consistent pressure on opposing quarterbacks, this could be a strategic pivot. But why Hendrickson? Well, let's break it down. Hendrickson, who's been a force on that Bengals pass rush, is not just a guy who gets sacks, although he's been quite prolific. Last season, he racked up a solid number of sacks, and in 2024, he's been exceptional with a PFF grade of 90. 4 in pass rush. That's elite, folks. He's someone who can change the game in an instant, constantly putting pressure on the quarterback. And don't forget, Hendrickson is not just a one-trick pony. His 2025 stats are impressive: 9 sacks, 16 pressures, and a 29% win rate on his pass rushes. His EPA per sack is 50, which shows how significant his impact is when he's on the field. Despite a minor shoulder injury, he's still performing at an all-pro level, mirroring the kind of dominance Von Miller has shown in his prime. His 16 quarterback hits in 2024 and an 87% tackle efficiency are among the best in the league, even surpassing some other high-profile pass rushers like Brian Burns. Hendrickson's ability to get in the backfield, create disruption, and force offensive lines to double-team him has made him a nightmare for quarterbacks. Now, Cincinnati, on the other hand, is not blind to his value. They're sitting with odds of +12, 0 to win the Super Bowl, which indicates how much they're struggling and how uncertain their future looks right now. Joe Burrow, who's been battling through injuries and inconsistency, has a QBR of 88. 2 this season, solid but not enough to carry the team alone. Cincinnati is clearly prioritizing rebuilds, looking to stockpile draft picks like the Saints did in 2024, aiming to develop a young core for the future. Trading Hendrickson might be a way to accelerate that rebuild, to gather assets that could help them reset and focus on developing new talent. But what does this mean for the Giants? If Hendrickson moves to New York, it's a game-changer, folks. Imagine him lining up opposite Kayvon Thibodeaux, who, as you all know, has shown flashes of brilliance but has been a bit inconsistent. The Giants are desperately seeking that elite edge rusher to anchor their defense under Brian Flores. They want someone who can consistently pressure the quarterback, set the tone, and elevate the entire defense. Hendrickson, with his proven production and elite pass-rushing skills, could be that guy. His projection of over 13 sacks, plus a 20% increase in pressures, would immediately boost the Giants' pass rush, and consequently, their overall defensive performance. Statistically, if Hendrickson joins the Giants, we could see some serious improvements, reducing the rushing yards allowed per game from around 130 yards to closer to 105 yards. Tactically, he's been a master of stunts, which elevate quarterback hits from 25% to 33%, putting him in the same conversation as some of the best in the league, like Myles Garrett. Think about the explosive plays the Giants could generate with a player like Hendrickson rushing the passer. His ability to cut off explosive plays, reducing them by about 19%, would make a huge difference in tight games. And let's not forget, these improvements could be the difference between a playoff appearance and an early offseason. From a Super Bowl perspective, this isn't just about making the playoffs. It's about transforming the Giants into a legitimate contender again. The odds of winning the Super Bowl could shift dramatically, from plus 30, 0 to plus 13, 0, making them a much more dangerous team. Hendrickson's presence on the field could serve as an X-factor, especially in high-stakes moments, like facing division rivals or playoff teams. Think about a game against the Cowboys, where Hendrickson's ability to pressure Dak Prescott could be pivotal in turning the tide of the game. His experience, his explosiveness, and his knack for clutch plays could elevate the Giants' defense to a legendary level, reminiscent of the era when Michael Strahan dominated the NFC. What makes all of this even more exciting is the potential for Hendrickson to become a cornerstone of the Giants' defensive legacy. Imagine him anchoring a defense that's hungry for success, leading a unit that sets the tone for years to come. The Giants have been searching for that elite edge rusher to pair with Thibodeaux, someone who can consistently win one-on-one battles and disrupt the rhythm of opposing offenses. Hendrickson fits that mold perfectly. He's a player who can elevate the entire defense, force turnovers, and make the Giants' pass rush one of the league's most feared. And it's not just about individual stats. It's about the bigger picture, the culture, the identity of the team, and the championship aspirations that fans have been dreaming about since the last Super Bowl victory. The Giants need a player like Hendrickson to help restore that swagger, that relentless attitude that made them champions in the past. His addition would send a message to the entire NFC that the Giants are back, ready to contend, and willing to make bold moves to get there. Now, of course, there are questions. Will Cincinnati really trade Hendrickson? Can the Giants afford the trade in terms of draft capital and salary cap space? But considering the potential upside, adding an elite pass rusher who can change games, it's a risk worth taking. The Giants, with only about $4.5 million in cap space, would need to be creative, but the payoff could be enormous. They're already under pressure from outside expectations, and fans want to see their defense take that next step, especially with Flores now leading the charge. This is a story that's developing rapidly, and it's one that Giants fans should be watching closely. Because if this trade happens, it could very well be the move that propels the franchise back into serious Super Bowl contention. Hendrickson's impact on the field, his ability to disrupt offenses, and his leadership qualities make him a perfect fit for a team that's hungry for a resurgence. Imagine what he could do paired with Thibodeaux, how they'd complement each other, creating chaos for any quarterback that dares to drop back. It's the kind of move that can define a franchise's trajectory for years. So, stay tuned, because this story isn't over yet. The Giants are in the market for that game-changing edge, and Hendrickson could very well be the answer. The trade rumors are swirling, and if they come to fruition, we're looking at a new chapter in Giants history. One filled with hope, excitement, and the possibility of bringing that Lombardi trophy back home. The team is building, the fans are dreaming, and this could be the move that finally puts the Giants back on top. Remember, in the NFL, it's all about making bold decisions at the right time, and right now, the Giants might just be on the verge of doing something legendary. So keep your eyes peeled and your spirits high, because the best is yet to come for New York Giants fans. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe Hendrickson is the piece that can push the Giants over the top? Would you be willing to see a trade happen to bring him to MetLife Stadium? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the franchise. We love engaging with you, and your insights help shape the conversation. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more deep dives, and more news about your Giants. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep this Giants family growing. Because together we're building something special, something that could lead to another Super Bowl victory in the not-so-distant future. Thanks for being here, and as always, go Giants.